I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good morning. I don't know if all of you have noticed our beautiful new seal that Audrey and the staff have put together with Jim Fortunato. And I think it's gorgeous. Thank you. It's a long time overdue. I want to applaud you, Audrey. And Jimmy. And then who else?
Zach, he's the one
And
that
Zach, is he
actually
here?
found a company
No,
and
not.
everything to do
Where'd we
that.
send him to? We sent him, he should have been here today.
Yes,
I didn't know.
I should, we'll make sure he comes
Yeah.
in next week.
This is really nice. Very, very nice.
Yes.
Carol had an emergency, so she will not be here today. So I wanted to pass that on from her. So first of all, before we get into our regular business meeting, let me announce what we're here to do. This is our 36th meeting of the year. It is Thursday, September 9th at 10:04 a.m. And we're going to, first of all, recognize and have speakers on behalf of a very important person who I've known for a large part of my life, Miss Carolyn Gibbons. Carolyn, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
You have a big fan club and I'm one of your favorites. And she's been known.
You mean she's one of your favorites?
Absolutely. And vice
The
versa.
assumption is they're saying you're
Right.
one of her favorites.
Thanks, Dave. You just interrupted my introduction. Anyways, no, I've known Carolyn for many, many years. And I have to say, anytime I would call upon you, I had somebody who was in dire straits of addiction, whether it was heroin, whether any type of drug, I would call you on the phone, say, Carolyn, could you help? And she never, ever said no. She says, I'll get right back in touch with you. And every time that I asked for somebody to get help or get saved, she was there to do it. And there's a lot of people out there who are alive today because of your efforts. And I still see those folks who were severely addicted or no longer. They go to their meetings and they always mention your name of how well you ran Neil Kennedy Recovery Clinic.
Thank you.
And I know you're big into prevention, you're into detox. And those things really and truly have helped people. But let me just say this, besides knowing Caroline as the director and president of Neil Kennedy Recovery Clinic, she's had an extensive background in addition to all this. And I understand that you were the director of the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation, which oversaw and was responsible for providing strategic leadership, financial development, and building statewide alliances with legislative policy and business leaders. Prior to her role as the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation Director, Ms. Gibbons was the director of the Ohio Department of Alcohol and Drug Addiction Services. That I did not know. It was there that she served at a cabinet level department and a number of leadership roles throughout her 19 years of public service. So Caroline, there's some people here today who would like to speak on your behalf and say some things about you. And we have a little award that we'd like to give you. And at this time, I'd like to call up our director, Mr. Dwayne Picciarelli.
Well, first I want to thank the Board of Commissioners for recognizing Carolyn. I mean, I've known Carolyn for many years. I knew her more. I worked closely with her when she was the head of the Suicide Prevention Foundation. I was the executive director of Help Hotline. And when Carolyn had the foundation, it really brought suicide prevention to light. I mean, the darkest part of someone's life or someone who wants to take their own life. And it's a very difficult time, but Carolyn shined a light on that, and it was able to show the whole. Really, Ohio became a leader in the whole country. I mean, I think we had one of the first suicide prevention plans in the whole country when Carolyn led the charge, and she worked under the Ohio State University at the time, I think. Then I just got hired at my job, and then I got a call that Carolyn was leading the foundation. I said, oh no. And then she called and said, guess what? I'm coming to Mahoning County. And it was wonderful. And I, as you all know, I get calls from people, but I'll call Carolyn 24 hours a day, 7 days a week and said, I need help on this issue. And she would get on the call and she'd talk to the families. And that's what was really nice. She talked directly to the families, heart to heart, and it was outstanding. So Carolyn, I know you're not leaving the county. But you know,
Glad she's here.
you will be missed. But you always have a place at the Mahoning County Mental Health Recovery Board, and we're glad you're staying in Mahoning County. And you've been a godsend to so many people. You know, years ago there was a show called Touched by Angels, and they said God put angels on this earth, like to, you know, kind of save our lives and to intervene. And that's how he worked his magic while you were placed on this earth to save a lot of people, and you have, and you're going to continue saving people. So I know for a few months you can't be real involved with addiction and recovery, but that'll go fast as a blink of an eye, and then we'll welcome you back. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice. Please, anybody's here on behalf of Carolyn, please come forward, or
We have Joe Shiroki.
Joe Shiroki. Joe, come on. Joe, we're glad you're doing better, and I see you walking.
Really,
Thank you very much.
God
and
bless you.
deserves a round of applause.
Yes, I know.
So I first got to know Carolyn when she worked for the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation, and she never turned her back on Youngstown and Mahoning County, and she always made sure to take care of us and our organization. We had a suicide prevention program that we still have, thanks to a lot of the groundwork that Carolyn has done us in terms of getting that off the ground 15, 20 years ago. I can't remember exactly how long. But when I think of Carolyn, I think of the consummate partner and collaborator. I have learned a great deal from you in terms of how to be a community player, how to be a partner, and integrity. And I sincerely thank you for that. And it means a lot to me to be able to call you a friend and a colleague. And she's taken care of not only our organization, even members of my family. And thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Robin?
Corbin.
Ms. President?
Well, you're catching me off guard, and
Never. You-
that's not always good.
No, you're good on your feet. We're welcome you here.
As the Mahoning County Mental Health Board Chair, this is a very new job to me. But however, Carolyn, we met at a luncheon,
Yeah.
and I'll never forget you and all the things that you had to offer this community, as well as the alcoholic clinics. As I said that day that I spoke with you and to you in giving you an award, I stated I had worked at the Youngstown, Ohio alcoholic clinic. And I spent about 6 years there. And of course, it's completely different
Yeah.
from what it was then. We treated alcoholism. And of course, we had Phil Lay, John Stevens, John Brackett, who were in the offices there. My working as a nurse there really gave me an education as far as what alcoholism is all about. You represented that clinic in a very positive way. And all the things that you did was to increase the knowledge of this public and to give those that you were giving care to, they had the opportunity to understand what it was all about. And those that worked with you also had that opportunity. So you brought an awful lot to this community. And I appreciate you for that. We all love you, and I'm glad that you're staying in this community. So thank you for all the service that you have given us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else here?
I think, Dave, did you want to say something?
Dave? Yes.
Carolyn, I met you when I started at Community Corrections, gosh, almost 10 years ago, and you were starting at Joe Kennedy, and got to know you a little bit, and we were doing a lot of work together with our association and you. Our population intermixes, and we would have a lot of individuals who were coming from Neil Kennedy through detox, through CCA, or as part of their transition out of CCA as a step down over to Neil Kennedy. And, I think as Commissioner Trafficani said, as well as Dwayne, not just the people in this area are better off because of you and your leadership, but people all throughout Ohio. And you have done a tremendous job. You will continue to do a tremendous job with whatever you do. I'm very happy to call you a friend and a mentor. So thank you for everything.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you. That was very nice. Anyone else before I turn it over to Caroline? Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you and introduce your son if you would like.
Yes, I will.
Floor is yours, Caroline.
Well, I appreciate all these accolades. This is a tremendous honor to serve this community. This is my son, my youngest son, Michael, who came down from Cleveland. And yes, we're Browns fans, so.
God's country.
It
God's
is.
country.
And we can
You just
only
made a
hope-
friend.
I'll give you a list as soon as the meeting's over.
Well, we can only hope that these tickets we've had since the new stadium was resurrected, that we have a winning season this year. I am overwhelmed with the kindness that you all have shared with me today. And it is, I came up here to a purpose-driven job. When I left the foundation, I had a job. I was called to come up to Neil Kennedy. I had served on the board at Neil Kennedy for 3 years prior. And what's near and dear to my heart is this community, because you're scrappers. I've been raised as an Irish scrapper all my life. And so there's no better community than this community. And, I'm happy to say, even though I lost one job, I found another. My network was very instrumental. The day I got let go, the following day by 4 o'clock, I had a new job. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I can say to you, I'm going to the juvenile court here in Mahoning. I can't give you all those details yet for lots of reasons, but I am delighted to be of service to this community and can't thank you enough for everything you've given me. So I appreciate all of these accolades. It's foreign to me. I'm not comfortable in this kind of a setting, but I'm very gracious and very thankful for everybody's kind words. I appreciate it a lot.
Caroline, if you would stay there and your son would like to come up next to his mom and say a few words, and then we have a present for you.
Oh, gosh.
So first off, thanks for all the appreciation that has been shown to my mother today. Some of you I've heard of for the last several years of my life. Some of you I've tried to talk to for the last several months. And yet I've met all of you at one time. I think that this room is probably not filled with enough people who actually have appreciation, love, and respect for my mother. I think as a mission-driven person, that's an understatement. I think her faith has carried her through everything that she's done. And I think that has also helped transcend people's lives in the deepest addictions, from suicide to just making sure they have hope. So there's something that my mother's been able to do, I think, not only for myself, my brother, and for our family, but she's done things that has inspired communities in Columbus, Ohio, now in Youngstown, Ohio, and I can't imagine what's going to happen next. But I don't think that we often have opportunities to shower people with praise in front of others. And I particularly want to take the opportunity to let my mom know that, like, 35 years of learning from you is not nearly enough, because I'm just only began. And I think that that's exciting to me. And all the people in this room give me a lot of encouragement to know that, like, the next chapter of your lives, our lives, number one, but your life specifically is going to be surrounded by people that were willing to give you appreciation in front of others. So it's very real, and not many people get that. So I think to see and witness that is huge. It's very emotional, but I think it's very necessary, because right now we all need a little bit of something positive, and this is phenomenal. So I appreciate you guys for putting this on. I appreciate everybody who spoke and said kind words. I think if we can just continue to support each other, like, everything's gonna be better from here. And that's
Thank you,
it.
Michael.
So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Absolutely. If you would stay there,
Okay.
okay? We have a gift for you, and it was a
Please
tough
stay.
choice. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I know you have enough wall plaques. So Carol, myself, and Dave said, what can we get Caroline? What does she need? Well, I thought you needed some bling. So we got you some bling, and when you
Oh
see
my
this,
God.
it'll fit on your finger, I think. Huh,
Oh
Dave?
my God.
Well, I don't know about that.
Let's go up and present it, Dave.
No, one thing, it's, we're sad that Carol Rigetti couldn't make it here. because she has so many great things to say about you and always recommended you when I needed to help somebody or to reach out. And she had an emergency, she couldn't make it here. And on behalf of Carol, I really wanted to thank you
Thank
for
you.
all of your
Thank
years
you.
of service. And just say how grateful that we all are, and Carol in her absence. So
Great, thanks.
Well, here you go. This is from us. This is your new ring.
My
You
new
can put
ring.
on your finger. You
Oh,
gotta
my
get it mounted
goodness.
though.
Yeah.
On behalf of myself, Commissioner Carol Rigetti, and Commissioner Ditzler, we want to present this to you for all of your years of saving lives, being our community's angel,
Oh.
helping people when they're down and out and they're addicted and they have nowhere to go, they have no roof over their head, they have no food. You were always the voice on the end of the phone that gave them a lifeline. And I want to thank you for all those people I sent to you. And one young lady in particular said to tell you hello, and I think you and I know who she is.
Yes.
And to say congratulations to you and thank you for saving her life
Oh,
5
thank you,
times.
baby.
5 times.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thanks, Dave.
Congratulations to you.
Thanks. Yes.
Thank you.
Closer.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
closer.
Okay.
Okay.
Want to get on the other side?
Yeah, come on.
Podium is up.
Yes, I tell Nancy's desk. That takes care of me.
Perfect.
Can we get one with the agencies too behind you?
Can
Sure.
can I sit down for just a few minutes?
Go right
Go ahead,
ahead.
you bring a chair right here.
Get a
You
chair.
can sit.
Put it right in the front.
There you go. I
There you
appreciate
go.
it. Joe?
There's Joe. I'll let him talk after.
No, no.
Come on, get in here.
Come get in here.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
That goes in the new office.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, that's Todd Marion. Yeah. Oh, I want me to ask him.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Russo too.
Where's Mr. Caruso, please? Floor is yours.
I gotta talk about that.
I got all time today.
Nancy, set the time.
You go, you come up here.
I guess in honor of Carolyn, I'll be brief. Okay.
Thank you, Joseph.
No, commissioners, truly, and my colleagues here, Carolyn has been an incredible rock here in our community, and it became a very good friend of mine, I believe. And she's been a true asset and a tireless advocate for persons with drug and alcohol illnesses and on the behavioral health side as well. Just an incredibly knowledgeable individual that is very easily and always wanted to share her knowledge and information with us. And I've learned a whole lot from her. And I know that the community has truly benefited from her being here and her passion and desire and just the incredible work that she has done and instilled in others. And so I wish you nothing but the absolute best. And I know that we will still remain friends as we move forward.
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Anybody else for Caroline? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Thank
all
you.
of you.
Okay, pleasure to have you here. Okay, and I got to recognize Mr. Robin Lees, our Assistant Director now at EMA. Robin, how you doing?
Good, good. Good morning, commissioners.
You'd like to
I
say?
just want to stop in and say Chief Frost and I are settling in. We've been working with Anna. We've been meeting with some of the contractors to provide services for the EMA. Monday, we have a meeting with the state representative for state EMA along with his staff. So we're moving along. Just wanted to let you know we're making progress.
Great.
Beautiful. Thank you.
We want to welcome you on board again. Pleasure to have you.
In case no one heard, or
Go ahead.
in case someone here didn't hear, Dennis O'Hara, our EMA director, retired or resigned and moved on to a job in Florida. So it's nice in the wintertime, but I don't think I'd want to be there when it's 110 in summer.
No.
But, he has great opportunities there with him and his family and Anthony and Carol and myself, we were trying to look for something that worked best for Mahoning County with respect to how we move forward. And I think that the pandemic really opened our eyes to a lot of things. We sat back and looked at, where we had voids and where we were short in handling a pandemic, if you could plan for the things that happened. And we all know that, there was so many things that were identified throughout this last year and a half. And we felt that the safety forces that Andy Frost represented with the fire department, being a fire chief in Austintown, and the police forces that Robin Lees represented from, local police to drug task force, to the knowledge that he brought to the table from both sides, that we were well served by bringing two people in to collectively work part-time on behalf of Mahoning County and lead us into a direction that would be able to coordinate our efforts in the future if anything else should arise, or, if we get into situations or continue in the situation we're currently in. So, we did that, and we were so happy that Austintown worked with us, with Andy Frost, and that Chief Lees was able to come back and go back to work even on a part-time basis, and help us out for the phenomenal job he's done in his career. So we're very happy as we move in a new direction with being able to utilize their expertise as we move forward. And we appreciate you being here, Robin and Chief, and assisting us as we move forward.
Appreciate the opportunity. Need your help. Thank you.
Okay.
With that being said, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve previous minutes of board meeting number 35 and approval of bills for payment.
So moved.
Second, roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Motion to approve journal entry number 1.
So moved.
Second, roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Agreements A through E and letters A and B. We will go to Kevin Armstrong. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Item A is a sub-grant agreement with Mahoning County Children's Services for Child Protective Services activities and is funded using the Title 20 TAMP transfer funds. The agreement is for $800,000 and is non-general fund. Item B is a memorandum of understanding with Mahoning County Children's Services for the Kinship Caregiver Program. This program assists kinship caregivers with providing and maintaining a home for a child in place of child's parents by providing a reasonable and necessary relief of child caring functions such as a family stabilization and caregiving services. The MOU is for $196,962. It is non-general fund.
Thank you, Kevin. And lead, C, D, and E, Phil Purrier.
I could do it.
Jimmy, thank you.
You're welcome. Agreement C, D, and E, I'm going to put them all together because they all pertain to lead hazard control for healthy homes. All three are to correct deficiencies, and they're the lowest of quotations that were obtained. Non-general fund.
Thank you, Jim. Motion to approve agreements A through E.
So moved.
Second, roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Road closings, 3A, Pat Genetti or Tara? There she is, Tara.
Good morning, Commissioners. On behalf of the Engineers Department, this is to close Turner Road near Kirk Road intersection.
Hey, I'm tired of that.
This is at the Turnpike Bridge. It'll be closed from September 15th, 2021 through October 2nd, 2021. That's for the bridge demolition work requested by the Rule-In Company.
Okay, thank you. Motion,
So moved.
second roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
I don't know.
You better say yes, you'll never get done.
Yeah. Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes. Okay, resolutions.
Oh. Motion to approve resolutions number 1.
Second roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes. Number 2, resolutions A through F. And Audrey, letter A.
Commissioners, this is a resolution to approve the agreement and expenditures with the following to assist with COVID-19 public health and funded by the CARES Act. And the following amount, and this is for Gleamer's Food Bank for $47,000.
Thank you. Okay, letter B, jobs and family. Kevin?
Item B is for a resolution authorizing the intercounty agreement with Washington County JFS for $250,000 in TANF regular funds.
Thank you. Sanitary, Tara.
This is for a resolution authorizing the board to apply, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund agreement for planning, design, and construction of wastewater facilities, designating a dedicated repayment source for that loan.
Okay. And letter D.
This is a resolution of necessity to purchase 4 GM Silverado double cab, 4-wheel drive short bed trucks from Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora through the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program in the estimated amount of $96,096.
Okay, thank you. Letter E, Sheriff, Mr. Arbiers.
Good morning, everyone. This resolution is support of an application to the Attorney General for Law Enforcement Diversion Program grant to implement the quick response team in the amount of $62,500, and this is with no match required. And F is a resolution of necessity to purchase 2 used vehicles, a 2015 Jeep and a 2012 Malibu from the Ohio Surplus Vehicle Depot, amount of $1,000.
Thank you, Joe. Motion,
Motion to approve resolutions A through F.
second roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes. And that concludes the business portion of our meeting. Is there any elected officials or department heads care to comment? No? Okay.
We're all like the
Dave?
bees in a hive, you
Yeah.
know, that's the cold weather. We're just calm down.
I think we're all worn out from the fair.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point. You know,
Stomach's still settling.
DeRusa's sausage, Monar Cinnabons. I got the gyros when you walk out at the very end. I don't remember the name, but they're always the best. Valero, or I think is the gentleman that owns it. And gosh, I don't know what else. And 30% of the vendors weren't there. I'd have been 30% fatter.
They did us a favor.
Yeah, they did, but it was a great time, and you know, you gotta thank all the people that take the time to volunteer and work the booths, and you know, in the government building, that all the assistance we get, the help, and you know, the people that just you know, it's tough because a lot of vendors had a difficult time finding help, you know, and the one gentleman told me that, you know, he got volunteers from the church, you know, and donated money back from his proceeds to the church. And we're able to bring people in to assist him through his days at the fair. So, you know, it's, hopefully we're moving in a better direction, even though the numbers are going up. I think if we continue to get our shots, that the numbers will go up, but the deaths won't, you know, and that's the key thing. Hopefully it just turns into a flu shot, you know, and that we all get. So outside of that, you know, I'll be, my seat will be vacant next week. You know, my wife planned a trip to Florida months ago, and her sister and brother-in-law, and her sister and our sister and brother-in-law, we're going down to Marco Island for a week. So
That's nice.
you know, it's a beautiful place, and you deserve, you know, we're gonna go hide. I'm gonna buy the biggest bottle of Crown Royal. And my wife said, you know, she's one of these people that when you go on vacation, she has a plan from sun up to sundown and wants to go here, 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 and here. And when she says, what do you want to do? I said, I want to sleep till I wake up. I want to sit by the pool. I want to put Crown Royal in my coffee for breakfast, in my orange juice for lunch, and straight for dinner, and never leave the poolside.
There you go.
What's wrong with that?
That's my idea of a vacation. And, you know, you can put posters around me and let me sit in the backyard and I'd be happy with that. So, but the good thing is we're, our niece is meeting us there who lives in Vegas. And her mom was my wife and her other sister's daughter who passed away when our niece was 12. So she's been like, you know, our daughter as well. And she's flying in from her job in Vegas. And the five of us are kind of like, we hang together when we go on vacation. And it's always a good time because we're able to see our niece. So make sure that we all include our friends and family in everything we do. And the pandemic's really opened our eyes to make sure that we appreciate the things around us, the people around us that we kind of take for granted on a regular basis. And I think a lot of the job, the people that are lacking in for help in jobs are a lot of times people like myself, the baby boomers, that have taken a look around you and said, wow, you know, there's other things more important than work, you know, and really make you stop and smell the roses and look at things in a different light. So God bless you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dave. And have fun on your vacation.
Thank you.
Dave has given me a more of an appreciation of Crown Royal. I'm not a drinker, but I try to force myself to have a few sips with him over ice.
He's right. He's not a drinker. You know, we've stopped out a lot of times and, you know, and he made me mad the other day because, you know, we all sat down with Carol and you know how hard it is to get peach Crown Royal. And Carol gave Anthony like this much on ice. And Anthony took like one or two sips and left it there when he left. And I thought, you know, I'm not going to drink after somebody else, but I don't want to see it go bad. And now that I'm on a roll, Audrey, you know, in 2012, I said to Audrey, Audrey, you know, we all stopped out. You can have a glass of wine or something. No, I don't drink. What do you mean you don't drink? I've never had a drink in my life, Audrey. Never. She's never drank alcohol of any type ever. And I said, Audrey, if you can make it through 4 years of me without me driving you to drink my first term, then I will take you and your family out to dinner. You are truly a saint. And it's been 9 years and I haven't driven her to drink.
Or me.
Well, you know,
I think you have Carol.
I've driven you crazy, but not to drink.
No, not at all. But that's true about Audrey, her as well. You know, I just can't drink, but I tell you what, I really went off my eating habits at the fair this year. I was disgusting. I said, you know what? I haven't ate at the fair like a pig in how many years? So I said, I'm doing it this year. Here's what I had. 2 DeRusso sausage sandwiches, a fried rice. I had fried cheese. And then I ended up taking 2 funnel cakes home, which I only ate half, and I brought the rest home to my family. And I tell you what, it was fun and it was good. And I went back another day, but I kind of controlled my cravings a little bit. But I tell you what, it was a nice time. And Dave, you're right. Some of the vendors were not there. There was less this year, but everybody just seemed to have a good time. The weather was perfect. So we had a nice time there.
Yeah.
On another note, I want to congratulate a good friend of mine. He's the new chief of police for Poland Village, Mr. Lambert. As we know, Russ Beatty was a longtime friend of mine that's now passed, and they appointed Chief Lambert the other night. So I do want to congratulate him. He will do a great job, an outstanding person. And I also want to thank the Struthers and Poland Police. We had an incident out there the other day, not too far from my house. They de-escalated a serious situation that ended up in a crash. 2 suspects were apprehended, and I tell you what, they were on the ball. There was a lockdown at the soccer game, and the police really handle it. So, you know, when you talk about police, they're definitely needed, and God bless them. So I did want to say that publicly for their heroism in doing that, because it probably could have got worse. The suspects had guns, they had bullets, and a few other things with that. So thank you, police officers, for what you do for us.
And again,
Yes.
congratulations, Carolyn.
Thank you.
No, it's
Thank you,
just-
guys.
You know, it's fresh air to so many, so thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Nancy, when is our next meeting?
Next Thursday, right here.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
So move second.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler,
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Trafficante.
Thank you all.